Let's talk about email marketing metrics, what to track and why. I'm Dr. Denise Dennis. I'm CEO and founder of Action Accelerated. I'm also a marketing automation strategist. My personal mission and the mission for my company is to help coaches boost their productivity and automate their businesses so that they can regain their time, streamline their systems, and generate revenue. Okay, so do you get a warm, tingly feeling every time you hit send on an email campaign? Is it just me? I I love sending emails, but the real joy comes from seeing the results of those emails. I want to know, was the email campaign a success? But what does success actually mean? The campaign is successful if it helps you hit your goals. And we only know that if we measure our results. But what is it that we're measuring? We need some metrics to measure our results against. And so when I say metric, I simply mean a system or standard of measurement. Let's take a look at some of the most important email marketing metrics to track. First is open rate. Your open rate is the percentage of email recipients who open a given email. And this used to be a great metric. But now that Apple has added mail privacy protection, open rate is not quite as reliable. It's kind of an unreliable metric. It tells us the percentage of emails that are actually making it to the inbox, meaning inbox versus the spam folder, but it might not actually reflect the number of opens. So we can't really kind of trust it 100%. But it's still good to look at and compare over time. Next is click-through rate. Now, let's say someone does actually open an email. Was that the goal, just to get people to open it? No, chances are you have some sort of call to action in your email, like click here to register for the webinar, or click here to download your free guide, or click here to join my free group, or click here to buy my new book. Your click-through rate is an indication of how many people actually click on a link. So it is the percentage of email recipients who clicked on one or more links contained in a given email. The formula for calculating this is total clicks or total unique clicks, meaning if I go back and open my email a second time, it doesn't count as a second click, divided by the number of delivered emails times 100. Now, once you do this calculation, and many email service providers will do the calculation for you, but once you have this number, keep in mind that the average click-through rate for most email campaigns hovers around 2%. Another useful measure is the click-to-open rate. It's similar to the click-through rate, but now we're looking at only the emails that were opened, not the ones that were sent. And again, this is still potentially vague because we can't 100% trust the open rate. But if we're to calculate it, it would be those unique clicks divided by the number of opened emails times 100. And a good rate for this would be 20 to 30%. So, okay, yes, we want people to open the email, we want them to click on our links, but let's face it, it doesn't really end there. What we really want is for people to buy the book or register for the webinar or sign up for a complimentary session or take some other action. And that's what the conversion rate measures. It's the percentage of email recipients who clicked on a link within an email and completed a desired action. So filling out a form, purchasing a product, or so forth. So this is calculated by the number of people who completed the desired action divided by the number of total emails delivered times 100. Now, of course, unfortunately, everyone doesn't get the emails that we send. and this is what we refer to as the bounce rate, which is just the percentage of your total email sent that could not be successfully delivered to the recipient's inbox. And bounces can be an indicator of several things. It might mean that there's a typo in the person's email address. So instead of ending in Gmail, it ends in Gnail. But it also could mean that you have a lot of spam emails that have snuck their way onto your list. And this is important because if you keep sending out emails to addresses that are bouncing, it can actually harm your online reputation as a sender. So we want to be aware of our bounce rate, be aware of those hard bounces where it's not going to fix itself, and stop sending to those folks. Unsubscribe rate. This one's pretty straightforward. How many people are unsubscribing? And now here's the thing with unsubscribes. Don't take it personally. All right. In fact, you should celebrate unsubscribes. And here's why. Because if people are unsubscribing, that means they don't love what you had to say, which also means they were probably never, ever, ever going to buy from you anyway. So why should they stick around? If we knew who the people were that weren't going to buy, we could kick them off our list ourselves. So welcome the unsubscribes, because that's probably what it's an indicator of. Something we don't want to welcome is spam complaints. The pain of being marked as spam. Sometimes people mark an email as spam because they signed up for your list, but they forgot that they signed up for your list, and so they don't know why they're getting it. Or maybe you added them to your list without their permission, which can be a big problem. So if you are doing that, please stop. Maybe they marked your email as spam just because they were having a bad day and has nothing to do with you or your email. But regardless of the reason, it's important to keep your spam complaints as low as possible, ideally 0. Now, again, this is something that's actually going to be tracked by your email service provider. If you have too many spam complaints, they might actually block you from sending out any future marketing emails. So it's really, really important. So these are just some of the things that you are going to want to track in terms of your email marketing. But they're not the only metrics out there. There's several more. Here's some additional ones. These are not even all that there are. You can track forwards, the subscriber's lifetime value, your list growth rate, your email read time, your email list size, your return on investment, your lead to customer conversion rate, your unengaged subscribers, your mobile open rate, your revenue per email, your domain open rate, your revenue per subscriber. And the list actually goes on and on. There's other things that you may want to track. But again, you need to choose the metrics that make sense based on the goals that you've set for your email marketing campaigns. All right. Now, if you still feel like you need some help figuring out your metrics, let's chat. You can go to actnow.live/chat with Dr. Denise and set up a complimentary strategy session, and I'll be happy to walk you through the process.